But I think last year I took like 6 international vacations. I don't remember how many there were.
I mean, that's a blessing.
I mean, alhamdulillah, like, I really thank God that I was able to do that. But
Right.
it's like, I didn't have to ask anyone.
Right.
I just scheduled myself
yeah,
off.
right.
I just went to Dubai. I don't even know where else I've been so far.
I'll tell you, you went to Mexico like 4 times. You were in California like 6 times. Granted, you have family in California.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you went to Turks and Caicos, Puerto Rico, right?
I didn't go to Puerto Rico.
You didn't go to Puerto Rico? Not this year? Not last year, I mean?
No.
London, you were also in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Istanbul.
Yeah, Istanbul.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've been a few places. But I mean, my point from all that is that, like, I didn't have to ask anyone.
This is wonderful.
And thankfully, I had more than enough expendable cash.
Well, let me ask you, how did you feel after all that?
And free flights. About what? What do you mean?
After you came back from vacation?
Actually, it was kind of nice.
You're refreshing, right?
I feel like, all right,
Yeah,
I'm
refreshing.
I don't mind going back into work like after like taking that
Exactly,
breaks because
exactly.
again, your mindset is my life is so great now that actually I don't mind going into work and working some shift
Right.
and just helping people, like legit helping
Well, it's
people.
like I said, I'm grateful for my career. I'm grateful for my income. I'm grateful for a lot of things. But when someone asks me, "What's your dream job?" I don't dream about my job. I dream about laying on the beach. That's what I dream about, is laying on the beach. And with locums, I do.
You lay on the beach.
I do lay on the beach, and that's the beauty of it.
During one of the jobs, I work at a job that is close to a beach,
Right.
and between shifts, I stay at hotels that are close to the beach because that's where my job is. And between shifts, there's no obligation for me to go to any meetings or anything else. Like on a weekend, I actually go to the beach.
So I think this is actually another valid point, right? So it's like you can
actually
explore.
enjoy, you
can
can
explore the city if you want to. Like, let's just say you want to go.
Where do you go? Portland? Is it Oregon or something? Maine. Sorry.
Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
I love it. Love the city.
Yeah.
Loved.
You always talk about it.
Yeah. I hate to acknowledge the fact that I like it so much.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. When I go there, I go to the beaches there. I go to the different restaurants. I get lobster from different places.
Yeah.
And you realize that, you don't have to necessarily just be working there. You can almost live in multiple cities at the same time. I think that's a valid point. That's actually a valid point.
You probably would have never gone there had not been for your local.
There's no way. It's not on my algorithm.
Yeah.
Ever.
You were not planning to ever go there.
Nope.
And now you're kind of forced to go there.
And I'd like to go there now.
And I guess that's another good point, is that like the flexibility of working at different sites that people, it can be taken as a positive if you have that mindset, right? Because some people are just like, oh my God, I just want to work at one place for the rest of my career, which I think is changing. But like I've worked at some places that like I didn't think I'd like.
Sure.
There's one place in the middle of Pennsylvania. Literally, there's no one around. It's
Right.
like 200 miles from like the closest big city.
And you enjoy it.
And it was just so quiet and isolated. It's like I think it's one of the places in America that's like the darkest at night, so you can see like the most stars. And the patient population there was great. Like they were so thankful. A far cry from some of the places that we've worked at previously, where sometimes you get a different patient mix, and not all of them are easy to work with.
I think it was kind of dwells on the point where you kind of learn a different culture, because America has a lot of different subcultures within it, which is kind of wonderful. So when you do travel, you do expose yourself to these different cultures, which then brings me to the next point, which I was going to mention is I have friends everywhere. It's awesome. Like I'm telling you, I go to Florida and
because of the fact that you've done locums.
Because I've done locums.
Yeah,
I meet up with people, or I can meet up with people. I go to Maine, I hang out with people. I come to California, I meet up with people. Granted, it's more family when I'm there.
But you have
that's
people all over.
That's the beauty of it.
You got bros in different area codes.
There you go. Exactly.
Very cool. So
it's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
It really is. Like, again, you can be married to a job and just do that for the rest of your life, and that's fine. It is what it is. But it is kind of cool,
though.
Yeah, it does get kind of like the days start to look like the weeks, which start to look like the months, which start to look like the years, and you have a hard time differentiating one year from the other.
So on the note of travel and stuff that you were kind of I was being a little facetious at all the places you went to or so, but it's like I take all my Saturdays off because my kids are home. Because I get to hang out.
Wait a minute, you're not obligated to do a Saturday a weekend or a month?
None. I can easily take off every single day that I feel needed because I want to. I mean, how amazing is that?
You can take your birthday off. You can take your
I do take my birthday off. I do take my anniversary off.
Anniversary day off. You can take your kids'
birthdays off. I do. I do all of this, actually, in fact. I make it a point.
Kids, summertime, like you're taking time off, to spend time with your family and your kids, because they're going to be obviously off from school.
Yep. And I don't think in the last 8-9 years I've missed any of those because I don't have to.
Yeah.
Because what's holding me back besides me?
But that's one of the things that I think employed doctors cannot say.
Yeah, exactly.
And they oftentimes complain about the fact that they have to give up, certain things with their family.
Right.
Like, oh, well, I can't be there for my son's soccer practice,
Right.
regularly,
Right.
or whatever else, right? Whatever else that they prioritize. And so, but for you, if there's something certain that you really want to do and make sure that you prioritize, like your kids,
Right.
various things,
Right.
activities, you can do that, and no one's gonna force you to do otherwise.
Right. You're not
You have
obligated
control.
to any particular, if you choose to, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Like if like certain places I work, I try to go out of my way to help them out because I like working there and I have a good relationship with them, but there's no obligation by any means, which is kind of nice,
I just noticed, nice T-shirt you're wearing.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, my boss made it.
What does it say on?
W2LOL.
W2.
So when I first saw it, I will say I thought it was a little corny, but I tell you the amount of conversations I've had just started by it on its own. And its depth of
It
weight.
says a lot.
It says a lot in just a couple words.
There's a lot of meaning. See,
Yeah.
I'm quite the philosopher.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
they don't compare you to Socrates.
Socrates. I mean,
for no reason.
I'm trying to work my way up there.
Yeah.
I have a ways to go.
But it's true though. I mean, it's like corporate world is LOL.
It is LOL, dude.
Yeah, 'cause
like, you're. Yeah, sorry. Go.
Yeah, sorry. Like even the tech world, right? Like, all these people were. I don't know if you saw like a little bit ago on TikTok, and all these people were like, "Let me show you a day in my job, in my life," and they're walking around with their coffee. Guess where they are now? They're fired because W2, LOL to them also, right? So it's like you dedicate yourself to W2, but W2 at the end of the day fires you.
So W2 is, just to be clear, is a W2 is usually the method of employment
on the IRS
it's
form.
basically on the IRS form, right?
For full-time
when you apply for
employee.
taxes, or when you do your taxes every year, if you're an employee, you have to file for W2 taxes, right?
Whereas for
an independent contractor
or locums.
or locum doctor, when you file taxes, you do the 1099 form.
Yep.
And the difference between the two is that for W2, you get your taxes taken out without you having to ask even, or without you deducting anything, because IRS automatically, before you even get your paycheck, the taxes are taken out.
Right.
Whereas for 1099, you're given your entire paycheck up front.
Right.
Now, you need an accountant, I think, is what I would advocate for, because, again, most doctors are not financially savvy. But if you have a good accountant, they will help you sort of
navigate that world.
And save enough money to make sure you pay your taxes at the end of the year and maximize your deduction so that your taxable income is lower.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between the 1099 and W2.
Yeah.
Which is why we kind of made these T-shirts. It's like W2, like it's kind of like, are you serious? Like, like
take more money.
Take more of my money. You should wear a shirt saying, "I don't like money. I don't like money. I don't like freedom, and I don't like flexibility."
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's what it is, right? If you want to be boiled that, right? That kind of is what it boils down to.
Yeah. On the note of the 1099 form, though, and I'm sure most people know this anyways, but I essentially take a third of the bulk money that I get, and I put it away into a separate bank account that I don't touch. So right off the bat.
And your accountant probably does that for you because you already know. You already told your accountant this
exactly.
ahead of time. So it's not something that you actively have to think about, every third month, I got to do this. Your accountant knows what you got to do. And you pay quarterly taxes too, right? I mean.
But do you know the other benefit of that is like if you're, and this is rare in the medical world, but if you're financially really savvy, you can take that full check and that third that you should be putting into taxes immediately, because you can pay it annually and invest it. As long as you realize that you're coming with sacrifice, but as long as you can know how to spend that money and make more off of it, you can end up making more money off the quote unquote tax money that you have. And remember,
you can leverage that money.
You can leverage it to
do other things.
Exactly.
Which again, you want to maybe try to make sure that those are safer investments.
Exactly. Like I wouldn't do any risky things.
Stuck at the end with the tax bill that you can't pay.
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of be smart about that.
On that note, have you had any tax issues at all on your end?
I mean, except for the fact that I'm saving a lot of money on taxes. No. I mean,
I've had no tax issues myself either.
Thank
Luckily,
God, so far.
I mean, I pay my dues.
We pay our taxes on time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. We're staying within the legal limits to make sure, but we're also maximizing because people don't understand this. Like employees, they just don't get it. The U.S. government, by design, the economy is there to favor businesses. And W-2 people get screwed because they can't make any deductions for the most part. Whereas a small business, which is what you are when you're a locum tenens doctor, you have all the advantages of a small business or of a business in general, i.e. deductions, expenses for your business, so on and so forth. Right? So you're rewarded for being a 1099 by the government on your taxes. again, you need to like kind of research this a little bit, talk to your accountant, get someone who's smart,
get a good accountant,
get some recommendations or whatever. But like, if you can kind of nail that down, and again, it's not rocket science. It doesn't take years to figure out who it is, and you can talk to people, you can research, you can look at reviews, right? There's people online that are doing these things on TikTok, whatever, talking about taxes and things like that. So if you do that, it's just, you have to understand, like, the government, the U.S. system is designed to help the 1099 doctor, or the small business owner, and really you're just getting a raw deal as an employee.
Right.
You know?